Hello everyone, I am Emanuele from Lega Hyrule. In this video I will talk about Ganon, the monstrous being in which Ganon transforms for the first time in Ocarina of Time, and then again in Twilight Princess, and a second Ganondorf turns into a new Ganon in Forsword's Adventures. In other titles, those that are part of the defeated hero timeline, Ganondorf has completely lost his human Gerudo nature, and we meet him only in the guise of Ganon, a link to the past, Oracle of Seasons and Oracle of Ages, a link between worlds, and in the two titles for NES. In the Wind Waker he could not transform, because due to the intervention of King Darkness, he was no longer in possession of the Triforce. In Breath of the Wild the question is different, because here who have the appearance of Ganon is not a physical body, but a spiritual entity. It is the malice of the Demon King that assumed the appearance of a wild boar, not the physicality of Ganon. Ocarina of Time shows that Ganondorf transformed into Ganon during the final battle against Link, by harnessing the power of the Triforce of Power. After all, this is the essence of the Triforce, pure, divine power, which allows the possessor to fulfill his desires, and Ganondorf's desires is to acquire as much power as possible, absolute power, in order to subjugate the world to his will. But that's not what interests us now, because the theme of the video is the symbolism of the boar. Why does Ganondorf turn into a boar? Couldn't he turn into a dragon, or a bear, or a lion, or better, into a leopard? We could discard the lion because it has always been considered a noble animal, and today it has the title of King of Animal. And in The Legend of Zelda, a Ganon with the appearance of a lion would have been redundant, as there were already the Lionels. It's true, the Moblins are pig-like as Ganon, but they were originally inspired by bulldogs. So the developers, to create as much variety as possible in the limited hardware of the NES, have chosen not to give to different enemies similar appearance. So we have Moblin bulldogs, Octorok polyps, Zora kappa, Tektaik spiders, Liner centaurus lion, and Ganon boar. To contend for the throne of the lion was the bear. Their symbols were divided respectively between the Mediterranean countries and the Germanic countries. The bear was considered a human-like animal, formerly much closer to us than the monkeys, because it can get up on two legs, it mays more hominum, and it is strong and hairy, detail that in German countries was a symbol of beauty. Oral tales handed down of men sons of the bear, and the name Arthur has this meaning. But these oral stories also hand down that there were women kidnapped by bears, not least the fairy tales of Goldilocks and Masha, and raped by them, because the bears, even if they look like men, are violent and lewd. St. Augustine brought Ursus est Diabolicus. By intervention of the Church, starting from the 12th century, the throne of the bear began to falter, underminated by the lion. Then, if not of the noble lion, could have had the appearance of the lion's cousins everyone hates. John Lackland is not a lion without mane, but a leopard, who is an evil lion, bastard son of the mating between a lioness and a male panther.
Mamma!
Even today a leopard is depicted in the English banners, but since the French soldiers mocked the English ones for the origins of that animal, it has become linguistically a lion. A lie or cousin of leopard is the dragon, which, as for the lion, would have been a redundant choice, since in Zelda there were both Aquamentus and 2 Gleeoks, with 2 and 4 heads. The dragon has always had a negative meaning, symbol of evil, creature of the devil, depicted on the crests of the pagan knights, defeated by St. Michael, St. George, Mary, and Bonifacio from Pavia. Link has also faces dragons, as well as the aforementioned Volvagia from Zelda 2 The Adventure of Link and Ocarina of Time, and Onox in Oracle of Seasons. But now let's talk about James Potter, pigs, which have always been considered human-like animals. From ancient times until the 16th century, human anatomy was studied by dissecting and sometimes vivisecting boars and so, since, especially in Christian times, it was not allowed to exercise such practices on man's corpse, and contemporary medicine has confirmed this closeness, at least for the digestive, urinary, tissues and the skin systems. This anatomical relationship between pigs and humans has also led to suppose another type of closeness, if not that of the soul, since the animal don't have it, at least intellectual and legal. Do animals know how to distinguish between good and evil? Are they responsible for their own act? Are they also moral and perfectible beings? Well, in the Middle Ages, animals, mostly pigs, as they were the most widespread, have been taken to court with the most various charges, from theft to arson, murder and infanticide, with sometimes consequent anthropophagy. In a derogatory sense, even today it is customary to say "you are a pig" in food and sexual environments, and this not only for men but also for women, who are called, at least in Italian language, with a synonym of sow. Ganon, however, is a particular type of pig. He is not a pig, but a wild boar. And although Pumbaa is nice, the Lion King film emphasizes his poor hygiene. However, in antiquity, Greeks, Romans, Celts and Germans, and until the year 1000, the wild boar was considered noble game, respected and valuable. Beyond the taste of the meat, the wild boar hunt was appreciated because it was exciting and energetic. The animal is faced on foot in a melee battle, in a dirty environment, between its stench and its cries. The boar is a valiant animal and an extremely dangerous opponent who struggles with all his strength to the end, dying without escaping or backing away, and it is rare to get out unscathed from the fight without being injured by this fang. As long as the boar was hunted, no one would ever have been hanged for killing weak and fearful deers, who instead of fighting run away and whose flesh is soggy. But with the change from the early to the late Middle Ages, mentality and symbolism have changed too. Things have been reversed and the hunt for the wild boar has been gradually abandoned, but because it is demanding and expensive, given that it is necessary to own and maintain a team of well-trained dogs, but because it is dangerous to the point of risking the hunter's life, as happened to Philip the Fair in 1314. And no more noble, according to the opinion of the new sovereign, who were no longer willing to hunt on their feet as their squires and peasants. Over the time, the boar lost his prestige not only as an opponent and as a meal, but also as a symbol. He kept the adjective that Roman, Celtic and Germanic authors had given to it: fierce, lightning, violent, wild, furious, foaming, threatening. But its symbolism was converted into negative by the Christian authors, who saw the boar as an impure beast and an enemy of the good. It is an animal with nocturnal habits, has dark hide, menacing eyes and fangs. It is ugly, stinky, noisy, and it rules. To sum it all up, it is considered an incarnation of Satan, and what was once considered courage becomes blind and devastating violence. While until the early Middle Ages the pig and the boar were well distinguished, at the end of the Middle Ages the vices of the first also become vices of the second. Out of the 7 deadly vices, the boar possesses 6: pride, lust, wrath, throat, envy, sloth. Then it is dirty, ugly, lewd, lazy, stubborn, debauched, intemperate, and wild. The wild boar is an animal that does not raise its head toward the sky, but it is always facing down. It grunts even in the most filthy soils. It is furious and cruel. It quickly emerges from its lair and overwhelms everything on its way. Because of this symbology, the wild boar is the most appropriated representation for Ganon. Did you like this video about boar symbology? If there are other topics that you want to be covered in our video, please let us know by leaving a comment here below or on our page facebook.com/LegaHyrule. See you soon!